Yeah, got that Friday music going. What is up, y'all? Sorry we're running late today. Had to work, do things that to pay the bills a little bit. Got a little late on me. We're here though. I'm ready. Let's see. We got Brap first in the chat. What's up, Nance? Appreciate you. Becky in here. Close second, I'm sure. Tired. Yeah, it has been a long week, man. I feel you on that. He says I can hear CB and Meech about this since I have a payment on my truck. Yeah, okay. Becky says I have done a few repos for a small car lot years and years ago. It gets pretty fun to take a car legally. Dude, I want to hear some stories. I got some stories about repos. We got some crazy ones. Honestly, like, I got all this stuff together several days ago because I knew I wasn't gonna have time to work on it today, obviously, and yeah, we got some good stuff. Meech in there. What's up, Meech? Hope everyone can hear me okay. Yeah, that's right. Black Magic in the house. What's up? Yeah, I got the old school RMG merch on today, man. Y'all remember that that fateful day? Man, what a great time. I'm really gonna miss Dieter. CB, what's up? Yeah, car payments today. Black Magic in here. Appreciate you. We are talking. Meech says, get your typing fingers ready, CB. That's funny. Yeah, so what I have for you today is I got a few different things along these lines, okay? So I got this one channel that I think you guys are really gonna like because he's from Cleveland. So we will start with him. His name's Eben Reed, okay? And he is quite possibly the slickest repo man of all time. And he is blown up on YouTube. If you're from the Cleveland area, Crooked Orchids, what's up? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. There's 10 people here. That's crazy. Got a huge, I don't know what to do. I got a huge audience to mess up in front of now. CB says anything over 0% on that auto loan is a no-go. Yeah, definitely agree. This, obviously, this is not financial advice, but I'm just saying, if you can't get that 0% loan, which right now, people are paying some crazy percentages. We're going to see some people with some payments that are going to blow your mind. You're going to wonder what is wrong with this world. I mean, we're going to see payments that might eclipse some of your rent and mortgage payments. So, and it's not always the fancy cars either that people end up with these loans, and we'll talk about that. A few years ago during the crazy times when vehicles were in short supply, these dealerships were charging massive markups and what they call market adjustments. Back then, just 10,000, 20,000 or more over MSRP just because. So now all these people have those vehicles that they got 4 years ago. They're trying to get rid of them because they still owe 60 grand on the thing and it's worth 15. So that can go one of two ways. One way is to roll that debt into a new car loan. And with a lot of negative equity, you're going to need a huge down payment to really pull that off. Even if you have good credit, it's tough. Let's see. John did an amazing show on this subject, and it is wild. Oh, okay. On the high car payment subject or the repo subject? Because I'm kind of leading into, like, the reason that there's so many repos right now is partially because during that time, everybody needs a car, you know, broke or not, and lots of people made horrible decisions because they had a little bit of cash on hand and they got something they couldn't afford. So we'll definitely see some of those people. Oh, John Oliver. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. He's a great investigative journalist. I am definitely not that. We are just gonna laugh at some people. Okay. uh I hope y'all have your blue drink ready to go, because I sure do. We are ready. Johnny in the chat. C8 Corvettes were going for 200 to 250K during COVID for a $100,000 car, right? Dude, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, but you don't even have to get a fancy Corvette to get into that six-figure price range now. It's crazy. I mean, you can get a Corolla's 50 grand. It's stupid. Like, the economy cars are expensive now, and a work truck is six figures. Like, what are we doing? Nobody wants to pay that. It's craziness. CB says, for real though, 0% or do not buy the car. Absolutely. That's my advice too. Pay cash for the car. If you can't get a 0% loan, pay cash for the car or do not get the car, because it's a depreciating asset. And if you can afford the payment every month, sure. But you're still just throwing the money away. Like, even if you have an extra $1,000 a month to just blow on whatever, you're throwing the money away on a thing that's gonna be worth less than what you paid by many multiples. Meech says, the Wagoneer I test drove was $110,000. Yeah, exactly. A Jeep is $110,000. That's insane. Oh, Tessa in the chat. What is going on, Queen? Good to see you. Happy Friday. Good to have everybody here. Let's see, make sure this is working over here. All right, look at that. So, genuinely, I forgot what half of these videos are, because what I do when I get this ready is I give each video like a nickname to kind of jog my memory of what the video is about. And yeah, I don't know any of these, but yeah. So I got some good TikToks for you. But first we'll start with this guy in Cleveland, okay? Eben Reed, okay? If you find him on YouTube, it's one Eben Reed, EBENREED, Life with Eb. He is the smoothest repo guy of all time, and I don't like. I'll let you guys go through and explore his channel, but he is just he's so smooth with it, and obviously y'all being from Cleveland are going to recognize a lot of the places where these repos are going down. And some of them go smoother than others. But yeah, here we go. So let's just check one of these out. CB says, I hope this dude was the one that did Dumb's repo. Oh god. I don't know if he was or not. We'll see. Okay, so what you're looking at on the bottom of the screen is like his rig. And this thing is all hydraulic, and it folds out, and it's kind of like an L shape. He backs up to the front of a vehicle or the rear and gets those brackets around the tire. Then he hits another button, and another L-shaped bracket flips around to grab the back side of the tire, and then he can just lift the car right up, roll. It's so slick. Becky says, I hope so. He would be on his channel. he goes. See, he's getting it ready beforehand because when you're doing these repos, these guys know you're coming. They've gotten warnings, you know? They know ahead of time. So if you see here, you can see it's just a pickup truck with this hydraulic arm that folds out of the back. So it looks really low key. You can't even tell he's a tow truck at first until he flips that thing out. Okay, we're taking the van. Uh-oh. So what you're looking at is he has a 360 cam mounted on the back of the truck. So in the edit later, he can go through and pan and turn the camera and all this. Is this Disaster's brother? Dude, the guy is super, super smooth. Super smooth. Wow. Peace. Yeah, so that was really slick. Meech says this thing is effing sweet. I know, right? Like here, I'll show you another one where he uses that thing. See, some of these are him just posting like someone else's video and him doing like commentary, so I'm trying to make sure that we're getting one that's... Oh my god. Look at that, dude. He thought he tricked the tow, man. No, not with this thing. Absolutely crazy, dude. So now he can like flip that thing around, go the other way. But see, I feel like if dude was home right now, he'd be in real trouble. Yeah, see? So you can see that thing like flipped around and grabbed the tire, and they just pick it up and dip. So I think what he's gonna do here is get it to a place where he can grab that front tire to tow it away. But yeah, that was super slick. That's what these repo guys, they gotta be inventive, you know? Johnny says this dude pulls him out of parking spots and car washes and everything. He's done this a few times, I'd say. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. I hear there's one, the car wash one is good. Where is the car wash one? I just saw it a second ago, I thought. But yes, you guys should definitely check out his channel because he is super slick. But yeah, he gets people just oh wait, okay, that's what happened. It got flipped. That's why I lost it. Car wash repo. Here we go. I mean, dude is just like cool as a cucumber, like not even amped up or worried in the slightest. Like he has a network of what they call spotters, so people who are out here on the lookout for cars that he's trying to get, and they will call him and say, hey, I found the car, and tell him where it is, and then he gives them a fee because he gets a fee for a successful repo. Meech says, no one catching that man in the act unless they're sitting next to the car waiting. Absolutely. He is so slick. But some people, they are ready for him. Like, it's, you know, like, they've been getting the calls. Like, they know that the repo is coming. But yeah, to get it at the car wash, at the carry out, at the grocery store, like, he's got some crazy ones. So in his hand right there, that's the control for the hydraulic arm. CB says there's a show called Sin City Tow, and they are slick like this. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, here he is. He is literally at the car wash, dude. Just finished washing the thing. Is the guy in the car? They can't tow it. If the person is in the car, they can't drive away. That's the law in Ohio. What the? Guy just... Oh, there he goes. They always try and run. They always run, you know? It's... Like, you're not going to catch the guy. And even if you did, he's not giving you the car back. He always says his response is, it's on the list. And that's all he says, which I think is that's a good way to handle it. Very diplomatic, you know? It's just a man doing his job. Yes, Becky, he does. He wants him to be clean, for sure. Get him at the car wash so you know it's ready to go, right? But okay, so there's that guy's channel. He is making it big because there's so many people with insane car payments out here that they can't afford, okay? And, so, okay, I called this one Sarcastic South Texas. I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
Me trying to understand how my customer wants a $600 payment on a $90,000 truck. Okay, yeah, yeah. It's not this girl's fault that the truck's $90,000. But I mean, if you want to buy a $90,000 truck, you got to just be ready to shell out whatever $1,800 a month. And then the insurance on an almost $100,000 replacement cost, I'm sure is not cheap either.
I don't understand. I swear to God, I don't understand.
Okay, so this is a GMC dealership in South Texas. And this is another employee from there. I don't know why, but like this person, she loves to make videos about people who can't afford the car they're trying to buy, which I think is not a great sales tactic, but it's definitely something that they are doing at this dealership. CB says, dude, I didn't even know till y'all told me that they give like 10-year car loans on cars. I don't know if it's 10 years. I think 7 years. 84 months is what I'm seeing lately. 84-month loan. So at the end of the thing, what the truck you bought for $100,000 is worth $20,000, and you've paid $175,000 in payments. It's insane. Johnny says I've only ever had 5 just to keep the payment low. Yeah. That's what they're doing, is people are saying like, hey, I still need to have a vehicle, and you're charging $70,000-$80,000 for a vehicle, so I guess this is the only way they're doing it. But like, taking a loan out that is that long is so dangerous, and just like, it's just, you're throwing money away. Even if you can afford it, it's still stupid. And especially when you can get a used vehicle that has already depreciated, you know, half of its value and is only a couple of years old with 50,000 miles on it, and be amazed at the deals you get. But again, I feel like if I'm going to recommend something, pay cash. Just pay cash for it. Don't make a payment on a car. Or get 0% like CB. But I don't think they're giving out 0% right now. Even if you have 800 credit score, I don't think you're getting that with interest rates the way they are. Do people just not look at the math on how much they're paying over the actual cost of the car? Well, it's interesting you should say that, because there's this other guy, Yusuf. And I love Yusuf's channel, and Yusuf, CB, Yusuf is going to make you so angry right now, okay? CB says 36 months seems right to me. Yes, absolutely. 36 months is a proper auto loan. Absolutely. This dude, he helps people who have a lot of negative equity on their vehicles, and a lot of them are because they swung for the fences. They wanted to have that Challenger, that Charger. They couldn't afford it. They didn't put any money down. Teosis, especially with a car that can be wrecked by some a-hole driving poorly. Yeah, exactly. And you have to carry a massive amount of insurance on these cars, and gap insurance too, because of course your loan is going to be way more than the car is actually worth in very short time. So here's Yusuf. He's just doing his normal thing, and people call him, and they want him to help them out of the horrible loan they're in and get a cool car, because he sells like high-end cars, used vehicles, but they're higher end. Nance says 36 months is a lease term. No one who makes under mid six figures a year can afford anything on a 36-month loan. But here's the thing. If you can't afford it, then you need to step down to a car that you can afford on a 3-year loan. Because if you're getting a car, you know that in 3 years it's going to have depreciated way more. And if it's longer than that, especially on these new cars with how much they depreciate, you're just digging the biggest hole for yourself for no reason. CB says, like a 7-year car loan, I can't even fathom the extra money you're paying above what the actual truck or car costs. Yeah, exactly. And the people who have to settle for an 84-month loan because they need that to get the payment low, they're not paying a 2%, 5% interest rate. They're paying 15% interest, 20% interest. Like, this problem hits poor buyers the hardest, and it will always be like that. And people who are not educated about their finances, it's easy to get tripped up by a dealership who's trying to make the sale. And that's what happens with these people. Like, let's check out just one of his shorts.
How much do you owe on the Subaru right now?
I just bought it, and
Okay, so the tag says customer is paying $800 a month. Okay, first of all, just whatever the details are aside, $800 a month is a really high car payment. I don't care who you are. If you make $500 grand a year, I don't care. That's a lot of money to pay for a car. It's still over $1,000 with insurance per month for a car. Like, it's stupid. Like, it's just, let's see. Johnny says, that's why I didn't get a brand new bike last year. I wanted to get a brand new R7, $9,200 bike. Wanted $2K down and $360 a month for 48 months. Do some quick maths. Yeah. So, a motorcycle is a little different. But even a 48-month term, that seems long. Because what's the bike going to be worth at that time? You know, like, and Meech says, yeah, you need a cheaper car. You can't be paying for 7 years on something that's worth nearly nothing. Yeah, exactly. I don't care what kind of car you buy. In 7 years, it's going to be worth a fraction of what you paid for it. So, really, you know, paying super high is only hurting yourself. These videos are fake. There's no way some finance guy is recording this live. So what he does is he asks their permission to make their story part of his channel. And because the way people are finding him is through these videos. So he does ask their permission to reveal their details. And they know they're being recorded when they call. He actually, he does talk about that in his longer videos. If you can't afford the 3-month loan, get a cheaper vehicle. Yeah, if you can't afford the 36-month. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely agree. Okay, so this guy's paying $800 a month for a Subaru WRX at 28% interest, y'all. 28%? Woo! Dog, that's credit card interest rate. You put it on your MasterCard? This is insane. Okay, all right, let's hear it.
Just bought it in February, so probably all of it.
So what's all of it? How much did you pay for the car?
What did I pay? 25? And
that's out the door, including taxes and fees and everything?
He paid $25,000 for his Subaru WRX.
Oh, everything out the door? Yeah, around there.
25. And you said your monthly payment is $800 a month?
$757, but yeah, 8.
And how much is your interest rate?
28.
28%. I mean, no shade, but Lord have mercy, dude. Like, I know you want a car really bad, but like, if your credit is not good enough to have a reasonable interest rate, you shouldn't get the loan. 28% is crazy. Meech says that should be criminal. 100%, dude. It should be criminal, but you know what? You can go to 36.
28%, and I think we pulled...
Highway robbery.
Yeah, well...
You signed the papers, dog! What are you... highway robbery? Who are you talking to?
Hey, man, look. You signed the papers, right?
Oh, yeah, no, I already knew I was getting it. I just wanted a car. My car broke down.
Shoot.
Yeah, it was just a whole crazy thing.
I got you. Let's see if we can get you some... I mean, you know, a GT500 is going to be definitely expensive.
He wants to get a GT500? That's so stupid. Okay, that's... for non-car people, that's like a really high-end version of the Ford Mustang, and there's no reason to be owning that if you are paying 28% interest on your Subaru WRX you bought for $25,000. That's crazy. Hazardous. That's right, KO.
We're considered a hazardous
Dude,
building.
it is a hazardous building when someone is making a 28% car loan is crazy, dude. Like, dude, that salesman is like, yo.
Thanks for the 20 bandos.
Right?
I know we pulled a 635 credit on there. And how much money do you have down?
Okay. That's better than I was expecting. 630 credit, y'all.
I can get like 5 to 10.
But why are you trying to buy a GT500, dude?
Probably 5 or 6. Probably where I'm comfortable at.
How much do you owe on the Subaru right now?
I just bought it in February, so probably all of it.
So what's all of it? How much did you pay for the car?
What did I pay? 20.
Okay, so it's replaying now. Okay. Dude. This is too much for me to even listen to. Oh, dude, CB, we're just scratching the surface right now, dude. It's absolutely insane. But if you guys want to claw your eyeballs out at people's ridiculous financial decisions, check out Ride with Yusuf B on YouTube, because his channel is crazy, dude.
GT350, we still got a clean car.
Okay, so another thing he does with his video is he will either show a photo of the vehicle in question because they send him photos, or he scrolls through the photos on his phone and shows them to the camera. Yeah, that's right, Meech, the 20 bandos. Where is Elmo? Hold on. I gotta click a couple buttons to make Elmo come out. There he is. We gotta have him out, dude, because it's getting out of control right now. Johnny says, I literally said that when you mentioned it should be criminal. Like, nah, he didn't need the car, and he signed the paper. He deserves it. Meech says, I may not be able to continue with this. These people are going to give me a stroke. Oh, dude, yeah. I when I stumbled onto this topic, I knew you guys were going to, like, this was going to drive you nuts. Because Becky says some people just don't care. I don't know how you don't care about 28% interest. Crooked Orchid says live within your pocket. Yeah, absolutely, dude. But like 28% interest is crazy. Even if you can afford it, even if you can easily afford the payment, 28% interest is stupid on a car. CB says this is how poor people stay poor. Poor decisions. Yes, 100%. This is all lack of financial education. KO says people think they need things that they don't need. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. KO, she rides her bike to work, man. She goes and runs a whole restaurant, rides her bicycle home in the middle of the wintertime. Like, y'all do not need a GT 500 to go to work, okay? Especially if you have a 480 credit score, like this person. Again, no shade, okay? There's a lot of reasons why someone could have a low credit score. That's totally okay. It does not make you a bad person to have a low credit score whatsoever. But you need to also live within your means and not try and buy a Mercedes or a Mustang.
Facts, 2 owners. We got priced pretty aggressively. So what do you want to know about it?
If the price is negotiable, and then what kind of arrangements you can make for someone who's coming in to get a lien? Yeah, a loan. Excuse me.
No, we don't negotiate over the phone. If I negotiate over the phone and we agree on a price and then you come and it's not what you expect, we'll both be disappointed and we wasted time. You want to finance? You have any money down?
Put like 500 down, a maximum of 1,000.
So that means you got good credit.
My credit's good, man.
Awesome, man.
He only has $1,000 to put down, 500 or 1,000 to put down. Again, why are you getting a Mustang when you only have 500 to put down? Meech says have Elmo at the ready for the rest of the show. Oh, he's fully enabled. He's automatic now. He's with us the rest of the time. Yeah, 480 CB. Yeah, Johnny says 500 down. What a keeper. Yes, $500 is not a down payment. That is your monthly payment. KO says, Drew coming at me. I'm just living within my means and acknowledge I'm poor. You are not poor. You own your home, KO, and a lot of people don't. So you should feel very fortunate and proud of that. And riding your bike to work is only a symbol of how hard of a worker you are. I've been there, dude. When I was working in restaurants, I rode my bike to work when I lived in Gahanna at the time. It was crazy. You know? You do what you gotta do. And you're doing that to provide for your family. 100%. No shade at all about that. Like I said, we don't all need to have a fancy car. But acknowledging where you are in life and making appropriate financial decisions is good for everybody. Johnny says poor and broke are two very different things. Sure. But I mean, everybody needs to get to work, and I understand needing a vehicle. Some people, when you don't live in a place where you can get around without your own vehicle, at like you know, in a rural area or on the edge of metro or whatever, you know, it's tough. It's tough not to have a vehicle. KO says, I value home ownership and a bike ride is a good workout. That's right. That is a great outlook on life too. Like, you're always so positive. That's fantastic. KO says, I also value friends with cars. Yes, that's right. You would have to have some friends that have cars. CB says, KO, you made a good financial decision to ride your bike. That's right, dude. Ain't paying no 28% car loan. I know that for sure. CB says, my daily driver's also a bike right now, so I get it. And I have plenty of money to buy a car. I just don't because I don't need it. See, and that's the thing. Having the money still makes it a waste of money. When they want $100,000 for a truck, it's still $100,000, even if you can afford the 100. You know, even if you're buying it cash, that's a lot of money for a truck. Nugget says, yeah, whatever she said. What's up, Nugget, man? Good to see you in there. Nance says CB also flies to work. Yeah, that's right. But hey, man, customer pay for that. Don't forget. Okay, so let's listen to this delusional dude finish up his 480 credit score spiel about why he needs this Mustang.
480.
I love his face. He said, what? 480, y'all. You said your credit score is perfect, dog.
Say that one more time.
It's a 480.
480 credit score?
Yeah.
Dude, does it get, how low does it go?
I'm not gonna lie, man. That is not a good credit score. A car like this, if you have a 480 credit score and only $1,500 down, brother, it's not gonna work.
He said 1,500. Man said 500 down, not 1,500.
Work out, man.
Yusuf can't even.
We're gonna need all of it down. It's gonna be really hard to get you financed with that. Any repos or anything like that? Why is your score so low?
A few medical bills.
He said we're gonna need all of it down,
I
man.
have like a lot of things on my credit, so.
Appreciate your GT350.
Yeah, so that is the GT350. Okay. That is great. Okay. Man, I could watch his channel all night. Like, I love this dude. Does this dude know his credit score should be 840, not 480? Yeah, no, he said, no, my credit's perfect. That's what he said at the beginning of the call. His credit's perfect, 480. See, and that's just a sign of a person who doesn't have all of the knowledge that's required to enter into such an important financial agreement as a car loan. KO says, Meech, I see you with a train car, biking the kids all the places they would want to go, and they would get out and walk. That's right. If you have kids, you just take your bike and hook up a trailer, dude, and you just roll those little kids. Just dump them off at soccer practice or whatever. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's just a little number swap, you know, 480, 840, same thing. Same thing. Meech says, KO, that's my dream. Streetcars and trains and bikes. I know, right? Like, that would be awesome. But most people don't live in a place where you can live like that. And it's a shame, really, because, you know, like, taking public transport all the time and just not having to bring your car everywhere is actually amazing. Like, I used to live downtown, and that was so cool. Oh, it keeps swapping. Okay. Here's a truck. Here's a GMC truck, okay, for you, Nance. I know you like your Chevy trucks. CB says, I see parents with kids in little car things behind their bikes here. See, that's cool, man. Or you have the golf cart. A lot of people here have golf carts that they pick up their kids from school with a golf cart. If we didn't have to do highways and didn't live in a super hilly area, says Meech, we do the little cart behind the bikes to the parks and stuff. Okay. Yeah, see, and that's the thing, like, you know, like, you're gonna be riding a full 50 miles a day just to get your regular work done. Nugget says, I see parents with dogs in their little car things behind their... That's funny. You take your dog on a trailer behind the bike, that's funny. Okay, so let's hear about this guy's GMC truck.
All right, so calling back customer on a 2020.
Customer owes $65,000 is what he owes still on a $30,000 truck, okay? It's a 2022 GMC Sierra, and he's trying to trade it in to get something better.
22 GMC Sierra that he wants to trade in. So let's give him a call.
Hello?
Hey brother, how are you? This is Yusuf from Charlotte Auto Center.
Hey, Yusuf, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I heard that you are trying to trade in your GMC Sierra.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm looking to trade in, see what I get for it.
How much do you own the vehicle?
Yeah, actually looks like I just did the 10-day and I got about $65,609.27.
You owe
And 27 cents.
$65,000
Don't
in a
forget
truck?
the 27 cents, man. $65,000. And this is a 2022. When does this video get posted? 6 months ago. So you're telling me, after 3 years of owning your GMC, it's now worth 30 grand, and you still owe 65,000 on that thing, bro. What is going on right now, dude? I need I need giant Elmo. How do we, there we go. Yes. All right. Let him tell it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's what I got left to pay off on it.
Yeah, brother, I'm way off, man. If I were to give you an offer, man, I'd be like high 33s, like low 34s. It looks like it has one small accident on the Carfax. More than welcome to come and step in and I can take a look at it better. But I'd be around the, like I said, the 33, 34 range.
33. So my man just has to put 32,000 down on his next vehicle. That's it. Not 500 down, not 1,000 down. We're doing 32,000 down. Yeah. CB says people really be going in on the negative equity for sure, dude. Negative equity on a car blows my mind. Meech, there are so many car loans on negative equity right now. Like it is a problem because of the overinflated car prices of the past few years, and people are saddled up with these cars that they overpaid by $20,000 or $30,000 on. So now the car is clapped out and they still owe 60 grand on it. In no scenario should you be having negative equity on a vehicle. I agree, CB. Why does everyone think a trade-in is a trade-up? That's right, Nugget. You might just be going from one bad situation to another. You're just taking on more negative equity because you're rolling this negative equity into the next loan. 32,000 down, easy peasy, says KO. What does that mean? Elmo's not enough. We need something more. Yeah, I know, man. It is crazy. Sell a liver or a kidney. CB says, are people really just this obtuse, or is it that they don't care? I think that after watching a lot of these is that it's people who didn't really read the paperwork when they're getting a car. They just see, I can pay X dollars per month, so if you can get me car I want for X dollars per month, I don't care about anything else, and they just sign the papers and go. Johnny says 32K is nothing. I got a couple kids I can sell. Yeah, I know, right? You got to sell one kid so you can take the other kid to soccer practice. KO says, which one, Johnny? Which one do you sell? That's the hard part. The one who plays the most expensive sport in school. Okay. So here's a new trend called Just a Girl on TikTok that is just infuriating. CB, definitely get your drink ready for this one. Nugget Man says, define obtuse for us. Like when I buy a vehicle, I am obsessed with paying it off as soon as possible. A 7-year loan would make me jump off the Valley View. Right, dude? Like, I could not put pen to paper on a 7-year loan. But I can see where young people wouldn't understand the ramifications of what they're doing if they haven't been taught about finances. Meech says, you're right, Drew. People look at the bottom line, the monthly payment, and they don't think about the rest. Yeah, they're looking at the sale price too, not the amount that they're gonna actually pay for the car, which they don't reveal. Which I think some states are trying to make it a law where dealers have to reveal the price you'll pay at the end of the loan after making all the payments, because they never do that. They tell you how much it is per month, but they don't do that math where you take the 84 payments and multiply it by $754 or whatever that guy was paying. Johnny says that's up for debate, whichever brings more. Yeah, don't tell your children. Nugget says, I don't care about being obtuse. That's right, man. Just live it up. Get 3 Mercedes and park them next to each other. And then if something goes wrong, you just get a bear suit and you scratch the car up, and then the insurance will pay for the car like we saw in that one video. CB says, anytime you get an auto loan, also make sure there's no penalty for paying it off early, 100%. And get what's called gap insurance. Because right now, you're paying what is the price of the vehicle based on its current market value. But as the loan matures, the car is going to depreciate faster than the minimum payments on the loan would pay it off. So unless you aggressively pay the car down as it depreciates, you need to carry what's called gap insurance. So your insurance company, if your car gets totaled, is going to pay you out based on the value of the car. So like this guy with his $65,000 loan on a $30,000 truck, he needs to carry $35,000 in gap insurance coverage, because his insurance company is only going to pay him $30,000 if he wrecks the truck, and he owes $65,000 on it. Brap says New York State shows on a finance contract the total interest paid and the combined total of what you will have paid by the end of the loan. See, that's good. All states should require that. That's great. CB says, so you were okay with paying all that extra, Nance? Yeah, hey, get your GMC truck. Gap is key. That's right, KO. I don't have a 6-figure bank account, and I live in the Rust Belt. Any 5 to 8-year-old used truck has 1 foot in the grave. I mean, some of them are, yeah, but yeah. I don't know. I drive a rusty truck. I don't care. But I work with my truck, so like I'm gonna beat it up. It doesn't make sense to go and buy a $100,000 truck and then I'm gonna hit it with a brick tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, it's dumb. Like I could do $8,000 in damage just brushing up against the thing with wet paint on my shirt. Like, that's dumb. I know I shouldn't own something nice because I'm just gonna break it and devalue it. Oh, okay. KO says the gap insurance was a one-time payment, not a monthly fee. Yeah. You can do that, and you should do that, because you can get a better deal on the gap insurance if you get it right when you buy the car, rather than later on after the car's already depreciated past the value of the loan. So yeah, that was definitely a good move. How can I be? I don't know. If you figure that out, let me know. Let me know the secret. Johnny says to just take care of it. It's really not that hard. Yeah, I mean, sure, if you can keep it in a garage, but even still, even in pristine condition, it's going to depreciate. Even if you don't drive it, it's depreciating, Becky says, I got rust on my truck, but it's paid for. That's right, baby. Paid for trucks. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not afraid to get a scratch on my truck because it's paid for. Yeah. I mean, you got to take care of your stuff when you have a high value asset like vehicles are these days. They're worth as much as a house. But yeah, so let's look at this just a girl trend here.
Don't forget, I'm also just a girl.
This is the theme of these videos here.
Don't forget.
When I have $1,000 a month truck payment at 25 because I had to have Apple CarPlay, large window on my roof, pull my horses around, and remote start. Okay, if you have horses to pull around, you're doing pretty well in life, so you can probably afford your $1,000 a month truck payment, but that doesn't mean that $1,000 a month is not a lot of money to pay for a truck, especially when they cost $90,000. If you're only paying $1,000 a month, you're on one of these 7-year loans we're talking about, these 84-month loans. CB says on a 7-year loan, shit will start going wrong with that truck before it's even paid off, right? Dude, this truck's gonna fall apart before you can pay it off. Nan says, I don't know if Ohio doesn't get the rust as bad as we do, but it's crap here. I don't plan on trading and selling this one, so it'll last me as long as I need. Yeah, I mean, if you keep your vehicle clean and wash the salt off it in the wintertime, like, yeah, I mean, you can keep it lasting. You can keep it lasting for a long time, you know? But yeah, at least in my area, we use a lot of salt on the road. So yeah, you have to be washing your car all the time during winter in this area if you want to keep the rust off of it. And a lot of people will do a coating underneath. There's like this jelly kind of stuff that they spray on there to keep salt from hitting it. Then you clean it off in the spring. I forget what it's called, but Becky says, drive it till the wheels fall off. That's right. How much will you have paid in total by the time it's paid off? That's the issue. Yes. And that's what Nance was saying. They require them to put that information on the loan in New York, which I think is interesting. Because here, if you're looking at a truck that's 90 grand, but you're looking at the loan and it says, well, you're actually going to pay 140,000. That's a lot. Oh, okay. The option was 4,400 rebate or 0 for 60, and I took the rebate because the interest paid was less than the rebate amount. Okay, well, I mean, at least you did the math, but I would always go with the 0% interest. Fluid film is the name of it. That's right, Nance. Fluid film. Yeah, Meech. I forgot about that in Seinfeld. Nugget says the missus just sold a 2003 CRV with almost 220K on it. That's great. You really got your use out of that one. I have a 2003 Jeep, and I think I have like 130K on it. It's crazy. It's a little time capsule. I love early 2000s. I love 90s vehicles. If I can find a nice like mid 90s truck, I'd drive that all day long. I've had a bunch of them. Total interest for the loan is $3,200. Okay, see, that's reasonable. That's reasonable. You're not paying no 28%. Johnny says, I don't know what you guys do to vehicles to run them down in 7 years. Hey, man. You never know if you're out here working in your truck, but these girls, they're just girls.
Don't forget, I'm also just a girl.
So here's another just a girl.
Don't forget,
having a $900 truck payment, all because I wanted a brand new 2022 Chevy Silverado fully loaded truck. And she got rims and tires for it too, because you already made a bad financial decision. You might as well drop 10 grand on new rims and tires for it too. Nugget, she sold it for $100. That's crazy. Somebody got a deal right there. See, you can get a cheap vehicle out here. $100 CRV. You could have got it. Take a ride up this way and see how many 2016 Chevys and Dodges have bedsides rotted out. Yeah, absolutely. Things will rust out if you don't wash the salt off them. Nugget says I'll post those pics. All right, cool. Meach says my Highlander's a 2015. Nothing wrong with it, and I've never done anything to it. See, that's all you have to do. Keep up the maintenance, get you a good, reliable vehicle, and you don't have to think about it. I can't believe she drove that from Pensacola and all around Alabama for the past 2 months. Wow. On the CRV, Nugget. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm sure for an 84-month loan. Yeah. Did she have an 84-month loan on the CRV? Meech says the math ain't mathin', Nance. KO says all new or it doesn't count. Oh, he's going to get the paperwork. All right. Yeah, that's right. Don't worry about the math. Just a girl.
So just a girl. Standing
Nice truck.
in front of a boy.
Yeah. So, yeah, these dealers, they're just laughing all the way to the bank, you know? Like, look at this dude right here. He got him a new truck.
Oh boy, you was a bro.
$1,940 a month. That's his truck payment. That's not even the insurance on a $60,000, $70,000, $90,000 truck. Are you insane? $1,940? I don't care if you can afford that. That's a mortgage. You could be making money on that money, putting it in real estate instead of throwing away for a stupid Bluetooth Apple CarPlay. What the oh, Lord have mercy.
Oh boy, Flocka's got you beat.
Yeah, this is probably copyrighted music. Lord have mercy. You paid $2,000 a month for this, my man.
Call me Reese's, can't catch me where
For a half-ton truck. For people who don't have trucks, that's the small truck that can hold like 500 pounds in its bed, and he's paying $2,000 a month for it? What are we doing? What is happening right now? Oh, that guy's video got taken down. It was funny. He was at Coinstar with like a wagon full of coins so that he could pay his truck payment.
What?
So here's another girl from this trash talking GMC dealership called where is it? South Texas GMC.
You ain't got no will.
What?
You ain't got no bottle.
Say what you tell.
So no proof of income, no money down,
Let's just be honest.
500 credit score,
Say what you tell.
Let's just be real.
Say one
but they want an $85,000 truck, man. What are you talking about? If your credit score starts with 5, don't get a $100,000 truck. Okay, you need to rebuild. Don't waste your money on stupid crap. It is really not that serious to have a vehicle that expensive. That's right, CB. It is. It's crazy. And all the vehicles cost this much now. Johnny says you can get an Apple CarPlay touchscreen radio installed for $500. Dude, I'm with you, man. It's nuts. Meech says, I just looked up the KBB on my car and I'm pleased. Hopefully, it's larger than the amount you owe on the car. Because really, you'd be doing better than 90% of vehicle owners right now. Or roughly $250 if you're not JLR. Yeah, exactly. Like, you can get a Bluetooth car stereo in your $19.99 Taurus. Okay. Oh, Brap, you're going through the sales contract. All right. Get down to the letter. Let's figure it out. Meech says people do not need these cars. Y'all need to find financial Jesus. Yes, you do. I mean, Lord have mercy. Meech says, I don't own shit. Yeah, dude, that's the problem. Is, you know, it's, they got us. We all need vehicles, you know? We can't just be walking around with 60 grand, just throw 60 G's on the table. CB says, Drew, us ladies have paid off vehicles. Yeah, sure. I mean, that's awesome for you guys, but a lot of people don't. And a lot of people made these horrible decisions and they're barely able to afford even a modest vehicle. That's what I'm saying too, is like, even people who are trying to do it right are still paying 40 grand for a Corolla, and you got to be on on an 84-month loan. I mean, Nugget says the real crime are these loans. Exactly. It was paid in full 8 years ago. Yeah, see, that's how you do it. You got to buy it in cash, you know? So here's another one of these car dealerships. I called this video, She Sold Him the Dodge, though. She says, when a customer wants to trade in their Dodge Journey with 168,000 miles and they owe $37K. I mean, like, you can be cute all you want, but y'all you're at fault for this man owing $37K on a Dodge Journey because you sold it to him 3 years ago for $80,000 when you knew it was worth nothing. So, like, the dealerships want to throw shade out here at, oh, look at these garbage people not paying their payments, but I think a lot of people really are just getting worked over by salespeople. And that's easy to have happen if you're not experienced at buying vehicles. CB says the actual crime is anyone signing paperwork on this type of loan. Yeah, if they're not reading the paperwork, though, and they're just signing the thing, then, and taking the dealer's word for it, they don't have any reason to suspect that they're making a bad decision because they haven't been taught how to buy a vehicle. Becky says, my sister-in-law bought my niece a new Chevy something, a small thing. They told her to get a paper copy of the title. She had to pay extra, and they emailed it to her. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what they do. Yeah, you have to go to the title agency and get your own printed. Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy. Like, they won't pay the $5 to print the title, but they're going to charge you 70 grand for a car that's worth 30. Exactly. The only time I opted for a 10-year loan was a house, and it was paid in 7. That's awesome. The actual crime is taking advantage of people to sign the crazy loans, but some people are making big money. Yeah, absolutely. It's not the people who can pay off their house in 7 years who are getting affected by this. It's poor people, and they have $400 in their checking account, and their car payment is $900 and their rent is $900. You know, it's like, it's really, really sad out here. So here's this girl. She went viral for having messy finances. POV, you stop paying your $1,400 a month car payment on your 2021 Chevy Tahoe and save that money to go purchase a 2018 GMC Yukon Denali in cash so you can have a $0 car payment. I mean, she thinks she's girl bossing this, but you're going to stop paying the $1,400 a month so you can save money to buy a car in cash? I mean, like, that loan's just not going to just go away, though. And, like, I guarantee the Tahoe isn't worth enough to pay off the ridiculous loan on it. So, yeah, if your car payment is more than your mortgage or rent, you have made some incorrect life choices. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. But I mean, like, you know, these people, even 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 on a modest apartment, you're paying $1,000 a month. So and getting to $1,000 a month on a car payment is not hard to do these days. Uh here's some dealership workers revealing their car payments.
Hey sir, what is your car payment?
Mine is $1,325.
And what kind of vehicle is that?
It's a 22 Ford Raptor.
A Ford Raptor, dude. A Raptor, and he pays $1,325 a month. Like, this thing is I mean, he looks like a child, you know, but he works at the dealership, so he knows that he's getting worked over because he does it to other people, and still he has a $1,300 a month truck payment.
Okay. You have another payment?
I do, actually. My wife's, hers is $1,000. It's a 22 Ford Expedition.
So his wife has a $1,000 truck payment on a 2022 Ford Expedition. So this is a 3-year-old vehicle, right? They're being financially responsible.
My God.
Hey ma'am, what is your car payment?
$1,386.
And what kind of car requires a $1,386 payment?
A 2022
There you go, Meech. There's your Jeep Grand Wagoneer Series 3. It's a 2022. Only $1,300 a month she's paying.
Wagoneer Series 3.
Hey sir, what is your car payment?
I got a couple of them, but the first one's $1,445.
What kind of car is that?
That's a new GMC Sierra 2500.
Why do you need a new GMC Sierra 2500 Denali, sir? You work at the car dealership. You don't need that truck. You're going to the grocery store in that thing, dude. This is crazy. Like, I pull a trailer for work, so we use trucks. But Lord, if you don't have any reason to own it, what are you doing? What are you paying $1,500 a month for a truck for? Like, I don't care. I don't care if you make 20 grand a month. You shouldn't be paying $1,500 payment on a truck. That's stupid.
Still on.
It's a wide body CTSV. That's 11.
A wide body Cadillac CTSV. So he went real conservative.
61.
Yeah.
Bro,
That's a steal. Only $1,160.
what's your car payment? And what kind of car are you driving?
Look at that number right there. That's my car payment.
Oh my
$1,500.
2021 wide body Hellcat.
See, the Hellcats are getting people, dude. Like, on the Repo channels, the most repoed car are the Hellcats, the Challengers, the Chargers. All of these fancy sports cars are getting repoed just constantly. Meech says, get a Honda Civic. I know, right? Like, what are you doing? Like, especially when you work at a dealership and you know what a ripoff it is because you're ripping people off to make money, and you're sitting here doing it, paying $1,200 a month to your boss. That's dumb. Straight up dumb. The truck before that was over 20, but it was only a $3,000 truck, so whatever. Hey man, a $3,000 truck? Heck yeah. I'd have a $3,000 truck all day long, man. Because, you know, somebody drops a cinder block through the windshield or onto the hood, you know, you go to the junkyard and get you a new hood for $100 and keep it moving. You know, you don't have a $9,000 repair you have to make now because you have a 6-figure auto loan on your work vehicle. Nugget says, what happens when we want to be flashy? Yeah, I mean, go ahead and be flashy. There's nothing wrong with that if you can afford it. My friend buys a new GMC Denali 3500 Ultimate every year. That's crazy. You should lease if you're going to get a new vehicle every year. Buying one, you're just throwing money away. Even if you can afford it, it's throwing money right in the trash. Johnny says, but I can literally walk in and get a loan for whatever I want vehicle-wise. Absolutely you can. For sure, dude. They cannot wait to sign you up for a vehicle. For sure. CB says, I'm getting pissed off. I'm not even a smart person, but what in the F are people doing? Dude, they really do. They really do. Nugget says, please comment the most badass car ever driven. Okay. Yeah, let's see. What would you buy if you had $100,000 to spend on a vehicle? Perhaps says he does use it to plow for his company. See, if you were plowing snow, I can understand buying a GMC 2500, but you are going to beat the crap out of it. So getting a brand new one is stupid. You're like people who if somebody pulls up to work on your house and they're driving a $110,000 2024, 2025 F350 or Chevy 3500, you think their price is going to be low? Their truck payment's $2,400. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. Oh, okay. He pulls the triaxle 50-foot toy hauler. See, makes sense to own that truck then. But this guy is working at the dealership, riding the desk all day, and he needs a 2500 GMC for what? KO says, I can walk in and get a cat. That's right, man. They don't check your credit for those. This is why people need to get rid of Facebook. Yes, that's right, CB. These people out here are getting their financial advice from the wrong sources. Meech says, what's the down payment on the cat, KO? 3 new mouse toys. Okay, so here is oh wait, hold on. What is this? Smart car salespeople.
Sarah, how much is your car payment?
$362.
$362. Okay, people, it's possible. It's possible to do it.
How much is your car payment, Cody?
$1,300.
Oh my
Hey,
God,
Gavin,
$1,300, my man. For the Jeep Gladiator, those things are plummeting in value too because Jeep is having trouble selling them. So you get a brand new one for probably 10 grand less than his truck is worth.
How much is your car payment?
$450.
How much is your car payment?
$335.
$335. See, that's smart. He either put a lot of money down, or he's got an 84-month loan on that 2019 Dodge Charger.
Blake, how much is your car payment?
0.
Hey, Lizzie, how much is your car payment?
0.
$532.
532 is okay. 532 is okay, but getting a little higher.
How much is your car payment?
$200 a month.
$200 a month, but the Jeep Renegade is a garbage vehicle, so I don't know if that's really that impressive.
How much is your car payment?
What?
How much is your car payment?
I don't have a car payment.
Sarah,
Okay, so she gets a demo for being the boss. CB says, good for these boys with the low payments. Yes, this is hashtag medium boy payments. These are financially responsible boy payments, really. Here's another just a girl.
Don't forget.
Me at 22, having a high car payment that is not ideal, but I wanted a 2024 Volkswagen with a panoramic sunroof, Apple CarPlay, a nice screen, fun buttons, and function. But I love my car. Fun buttons? Oh, wow. Or just a girl.
I'm also just a girl.
No one is impressed by your high car payment, whether you're just a girl or not. This is not a thing to brag about. This is quite the opposite. So if you are someone who's looking for financial advice and you haven't learned about that, one place that you might run into on the internet is Dave Ramsey. And you could make the case that he, gives or doesn't give good advice, but let's see what he has to say here. Johnny says, I'm really only paying $1,000 in interest then, so it's not that terrible. Yeah, see, that's not too bad. Meech says, so y'all saying I shouldn't get this Wagoneer. I feel like, personally, if I had, we'll take Elmo off here for this. If I had $110,000 to invest in a vehicle, I think you could get a lot nicer vehicle than a Jeep Wagoneer. A Jeep anything, really. I mean, it's really like Jeep's first foray into luxury, and they are nice, but I mean, dude, like what you can get from Mercedes for the same money is just like, or whatever other luxury brand you want to pick, but that's just my personal opinion. CB says, I cannot fathom prioritizing a nice vehicle over having your own place to live. Oh yeah, these people are all living in apartments paying $1,000 car payment. If you want reliability, I'd stick with Toyota. Says Brap. That's a good brand. Toyota, Honda, get you something that's gonna last a long time. CB says, Meech, you're in a totally different financial sitch. Get the Wagoneer. Now, I mean, I don't have a problem with the Wagoneer. Like, they're nice. I'm just saying, like, for the same money, like, you can get a way nicer vehicle. I need something bigger than the Highlander. I was looking at the Yukon. The Yukons are nice, dude. The Denali, like, you can get a really nice, or whatever, what's the Chevy trim they call it? High Country, I think. Yeah, those are really nice. Those are really nice. They've got, like, so many nice little creature comfort features and stuff, and they've been making that vehicle for years and years, versus the Wagoneer is pretty... The new version of the Grand Wagoneer is pretty new. So, like, getting a new vehicle that hasn't been out for that long is kind of risky, in my opinion. And it's not going to be as highly refined as something like the Yukon or whatever that they've been making forever. CB says, my brother totes his kids in an Expedition. Yeah, my brother, I think my brother has an Explorer, yeah, for his kids. But yeah, and then they have a minivan. You could go the minivan route, Meech, but I don't know if that's your style. You could definitely get a lot of people in there, but you look like a goob. Yeah, Expeditions are super nice too. They have really high, like, they have a nice high trim. I think it's called a Platinum. It's really, really nice. But yeah, so let's see what Dave Ramsey is talking about here.
$3,200 in car payments? Oh my gosh!
See, he's going through it just like me, man. 32. That's 2 cars. 3,200 in car payments.
What are you driving?
It's a Rolls-Royce Ghost.
A Rolls-Royce Ghost. Meech, get a Rolls-Royce Ghost.
I guess. Oh my gosh, what is your income, dude?
Around $320,000 a month.
Phenomenal. A month?
A month? Dog, come on now. You're in the crypto?
Yeah.
A month.
Why do you have a loan on your car then? If you make $300,000 a month, why didn't you just buy the Rolls-Royce Ghost?
Yeah.
Are you pulling my leg?
No, I started a digital marketing company, and that's my pre-tax monthly income.
So you're making $3 million a year, almost $4 million a year.
Pre-tax, yeah.
Then
how old are you?
Why not just buy the car?
That's just insane. Congratulations. Listen, write a check and pay for the car and smile while you're driving it.
That's right. Exactly, Dave. Dave Ramsey will set you straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people have issues with the finance guru guys online, but I think Dave Ramsey is a good one in general. But I am not a finance expert of any kind. That's just my opinion. $3,200 a month. That's like 6 years of my pay. Oh, okay. No, $320 a month. Okay, yeah. 320,000. Yeah. That's, I mean, he's doing well. You know, start a digital marketing company and you can make that money too. Crap. KO, yeah, that's Dave Ramsey. CB says, I wonder what Dave says percentage-wise you should have for a car payment versus monthly income. Yeah, that is interesting. I don't know what he would say, but, you know, I don't know. I wouldn't even throw a number out there and want to be wrong. Yeah, I'm with you, KO. Why wouldn't you just buy it? If you make $320,000 a month, why would you make a $3,200 car payment? Just write a check for the thing. Everyone should listen and do whatever Dave says, Meech says. Yes, I agree. If you could... yeah. KO says, I grew up with layaway. Yeah, you can't lay away a car. Looks like your car payment should be less than 10% of your monthly income. I was going to say 10%, but that still seems like high, maybe, for some people. But yeah, definitely less than 10%. And, you know, don't live outside your means, you know? Like, you don't have to have a fancy brand new car. You can get a nice used vehicle to get you through. Buy that thing with cash and put that money in your pocket every month. Then, when you build up that money through smart investment, then you can just buy that vehicle in cash that you want to get instead of paying $3,200 a month or 28% interest rate on a Subaru WRX. Perhaps says, if I lived in salt-free areas, I'd have an 04 or 05 GMC with the 6-liter and be happy. I'm with you, brother. I like a 99 2000 Ford truck. I love those. 10% seems okay, but less would be better. Yeah, absolutely, man. Like, I feel like 10% is high if your monthly income is low. You know, like if you're making less than... You know, if you're making minimum wage, you can't be spending 10% of your income on a car. CB says, Drew, you're making too much sense for most people. I appreciate that. Did you know you can't put bubbles in layaway? Sad day for KO. That is a shame. I didn't know anyone still did layaway anymore. I thought that was kind of like a thing that went... in the 90s, like the, what were we talking about the other day? The rain check. Nugget says, I like keeping the most of my money. I'm with you, brother. Why are we giving it to these dealers? This is stupid. So, right now, CBS, they just published this a month ago. Let's hear what they have to say.
If you're shopping for a new car this holiday, consider this. In 2024, the average vehicle will cost you more than $48,000, according to Kelley Blue Book.
Okay, so the average vehicle cost last year was $48,000.
But if you're looking to trade up and you have an existing loan, you might be in for a shock.
CB says, I was today years old when I learned what a rain check was. Yeah, it's really a they are not around very much anymore. KO says they don't. That was a 90s move. Yeah, for sure, dude. Nugget says same. Okay, so if you're watching this and you don't know what a rain check is, Back in my day, you see, you'd go to the store and they had a sale on bananas, but they ran out of bananas. And you wanted the sale price, so you get the rain check. You come back later on, you say, I got my rain check, and you get the sale price on the thing that they ran out of when you were there trying to buy it. But like, oh no, what happened? Oh, okay, we're good. Had a little blip there. I hope y'all are good. I don't know why my internet just, okay. We're good. Nugget says it has nothing to do with weather. That's right. It does. It doesn't have anything to do with weather. People will get so pissy pants about stuff now. They just go, I missed the sale. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You just missed the sale now. And that's what these companies do. They only have a certain allotment of items that the sale price applies to. And once those are gone, that's it. The sale's over with. That way they know how much money they're going to lose by doing the discount. Johnny says, I always thought a rain check was when you paid for a round of golf and you got rained out. So they let you come back at a later date. You know, honestly, sounds like a good use for a rain check. That makes a lot more sense than I wanted $1 off Tupperware and you guys ran out of the Tupperware. Meech says it's cutting in and out now. Yes. I don't know what happened there. We had some sort of disconnection and reconnection thing. We should be back. Should be good. Yes. It does happen a lot. I feel like maybe I don't know what the origin of the phrase rain check is, but that would be a good explanation. Because that certainly applies. Oh, okay, yeah, so yeah, no, it wasn't you. You just restarted. Oh, geez. Hopefully that went okay. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, if there's like a blip in the internet, then yeah, the stream gets interrupted for a second. But OBS kept it going. Should I take a picture of the rain checks? I haven't. Yeah, put them in the Discord. I want to see. I want to see the rain check. I'll find some vintage rain checks too we can look at. So let's hear why experts are telling us not to trade in our cars right now, Meech.
CBS's Elise Preston explains.
Idea of negative equity. So people have bought a car.
Ooh, it cut again. What is going on here? Hopefully y'all are still there. It says we're still alive. We're going good. Okay, here. I paused it for y'all. Sorry about that.
Car, and right now they owe more on the car than it's actually worth.
A recent study by Edmunds found that nearly 1 in 4 new car shoppers owes more on their auto loan than they can get selling the car. And more than 1 in 5 consumers with negative equity owe $10,000 or more than their car is worth.
Those are huge numbers right there. 1 in 4 car buyers owe more on their car than the car is worth, or being what's called underwater or upside down on your auto loan. And 1 in 5 car buyers owe more than $10,000 over the car's current value. That's bad. That's really bad. Like, really bad. Because if you, I don't know, I mean, the older people in the chat definitely will remember in 2008 when everyone had these horrible subprime loans on homes, and all of those loans got aggregated together by investors, and then all these people defaulted on their loans and it tanked the economy. The same thing is happening right now. You have overvalued vehicles and overpriced vehicles that depreciate at a faster rate, and you have higher interest rates alongside of that. And all of these factors are doing one thing, which is raise the minimum or the monthly price that you are paying for these vehicles. So it's going to all come to a head, because if 1 in 5 buyers are more than $10,000 upside down, y'all, that means you have to put 10 grand down just to be at $0 down payment on your next vehicle loan. Like, that's insane. They tell you to put 20% of the value of the loan down. So if you're trying to buy a $50,000 vehicle and your 20% is $10,000, $10,000 down payment, plus you have to pay the $10,000 you're negative on your other one, you're putting $20,000 down for a vehicle that in a year is going to be worth $30,000. And over the course of the loan, you're going to pay $70 for it. It's stupid. KO says, I'm an old. No, you are not. Your vehicle is only worth what someone will buy it for. Yes, that's exactly right, CB. Yeah. Brap says, so I'm not the statistic. Yeah, you're not the statistic. Okay. Okay, so you're not underwater. Good. I'm glad we checked. I'm glad we checked the paperwork, because I don't want anybody to be underwater. Okay, so what are they saying? What are the experts saying we should do?
The current average rate for a new car loan is 7.5%. That can be a real struggle for shoppers.
The current average loan rate is 7.5%. That's craziness. I mean, it's not super high, but like, Lord have mercy. That's the best case scenario, is 7%. So, well, I guess they said that's the average. So some people are paying probably 3s and whatever, but still, 3% is still high based on the past, several decades of being able to consistently get 0% APR car loans or under 1% car loans. And now they're at 28%, 20%. It's 7% average. It's craziness. Meech says you're still in the statistic because you're in a loan way more than you should be. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Like, even if you can comfortably afford the payment, you're still wasting the money, spending the money on a thing that's devaluing.
Michael Schwartz sees at Galpin Ford in Los Angeles.
Because you have higher interest rates, more of those payments are going towards interest instead of paying down principal balances.
Combine that high interest rate with the average cost of a new automobile, nearly $48,000. And those monthly payments are increasingly topping $1,000. Some customers...
Well, yeah, because if the vehicle is $48,000 average, and you want to have a 36-month loan, obviously your payment's going to be over $1,000.
Taking longer to pay off their cars, with 84-month loans growing in popularity.
There you go, CB, the 84-month loan, man.
What is the solution? Well, the solution is you need to hang on to your car. If you are one of those people that want a new car every few years,
don't get rid of your vehicles.
Another idea from the experts is to buy a new EV, which offers
savings.
Oh my
God, that is not a good idea. That's not a good idea. Don't buy a new EV. They depreciate even faster than gas-powered vehicles. Please don't do that. KO says, I am so an old. KO says, CB and I are the same age. We are all the same age. We're all young, okay? Shh. We're all young, KO. CB says I can't. 84-month loan. No, where's Elmo? 84 months. What are we doing? Why? 84 months. I can't. Okay, hold on. There's one more. Oh, here it is. Okay.
Car payments have reached record highs in recent years, and Americans are feeling the pinch. The average payment on a new vehicle rose 40% between April 2019 and April 2024.
Some people will look at this and they will say, are you kidding me? I mean, that's basically a house payment for a lot of people.
Meech says 84 months. Who still wants a car for that long, right?
Something that was attainable.
Get rid of the thing. It's time for something new. 84-month loan is crazy.
Blame it on high interest rates and high vehicle prices caused by pandemic-era shortages.
Seriously.
The good news, payments have dropped a bit and are expected to fall further.
Oh,
We've reached a
payments
peak.
have
We've turned a
dropped a
corner.
bit, guys.
Have dropped a bit.
We went from 2022, the average payment was $793, and now, as of April of last year, $760 is the average payment. It has not dropped, sir. That's a negligible drop in payment.
And are expected to fall further.
We've reached a peak. We've turned a corner. However you want to say it, the affordability issue is going to get better.
The relief may only be...
And we've reached a peak. We've extorted the American people for all that we can get from them, and now they're not able to even afford our product.
...be short-lived. Longer term, industry insiders have serious questions about the direction the auto market is headed in.
Yeah, no kidding,
Vehicles
man.
were growing more expensive prior to the pandemic, as automakers shifted away from pumping out cars for the mainstream
1,000
toward a
computers
strategy
in
of
there
selling
to
fewer,
justify these
pricier
price
vehicles
increases.
that pulled in more profits. Many in the industry say that might be here to stay, meaning a lot of
pull in
ordinary
more
Americans
profits
will be
because they put all these stupid features on there that are worth nothing. And then when you paid thousands of dollars for this thing, but it's not worth anything in 5 years, where did all your money go for?
Here are a few numbers that illustrate
So
how
you could
tough
have
it has
heated
become.
seats?
Just 10 years ago, car payments were nearly half of what they are today. The average is $700.
10 years ago, the average car payment was $449. But also, you got to think about 10 years ago, that was a lot of money still. $449 10 years ago is a lot of money. Like, inflation has gone up by quite a bit in the past 10 years. Yeah, the 84-month loan is not it. That's right. I almost feel like if you can't pay cash for the vehicle, you need a cheaper vehicle. But I do get that with 0%. May as well finance and keep some money in the bank. Yes, if you can get, I think even like, under 5% is decent for a car. But yeah, 1% or less is definitely optimal. But buy the thing in cash. Just buy the thing in cash, and whatever amount you were justifying to yourself that you can spend on a car payment, put that in a money market savings account and let that build up. And then when that amount goes up to the value of the car you're trying to buy, you just pay it in cash, and all these vultures can't suck the life out of you. Tessa says, holy, you're still live. Is it late? Oh, yeah. Well, I started late. I started at 8. Well, I don't even know what time we started. 8? 8 something? We've been going for an hour and 40 minutes. Yeah. Meech says even 2% APR, you can invest the down payment on a higher return. Right? Like, what are we doing here? Why are we giving all of our money to not even the car companies, to the investors in car companies? It's insanity, dude. We're giving all of our money to these people to make them rich.
$60 a month right now, but quite a few customers pay more than that. A near record number are paying over $1,000 a month and have been for 4 straight quarters.
For 4 straight quarters, as of 7 months ago, 4 straight quarters with payments of $1,000 or more. 17% of people are paying $1,000 or more for their car payment, and it's been like that for the past 2 years. What are we doing? Meech says Drew is a pro. Thank you. I appreciate that. I am not a pro. I just get on here and I talk about my stupid opinion on this crap. I don't get this at all. I don't get how people are justifying $1,000 monthly payment. Even if you have a Corvette or whatever, like, still, put down a higher, if you can afford the nice car, put down more money so you're not paying $1,500 a month for a vehicle.
Idea if you're going to pay, $700-800 a month for the next 6 years.
Meech says that should be more like 1% of people.
It just
exactly.
sounds crazy for a depreciating
Thank you,
asset.
Nugget. I appreciate
It's
that.
almost like borderline disturbing how acclimated everyone has gotten to the idea that, you know what, I've got 700, I've got 1,000, I've got all these dollar figures that other people will say, hey, that's my rent. Hey, that's my mortgage from 10 years ago.
So payments are high.
Yeah, guys. Let's talk about when you got out of college. Okay. How much was your rent in your first apartment? First apartment. Even if you didn't go to college, when you're 22 years old, how much was your rent on your apartment? If you owned a house, then fine. But how much was your rent? When I had an 1,800 square foot, 2-bathroom, 3-bedroom townhouse with real hardwood floors and a 1-car garage for $600 a month. That was my sophomore year of college. And I was mad that it went up to $650 after being there for a year. $650 for a huge townhouse on High Street in the middle of everything. Like, it wasn't like I was in the sticks. I was right on the main road in Columbus, like right in the middle of campus. Full on disturbing. That's right, CB. Yeah. Meech says my first apartment was $750 a month in Tremont. See? And these people are paying that for their car payment now, and that's a normal thing.
And it's not just because
we're
of
just
inflation.
acting like, payments
I
rose
guess twice
makes
as
sense.
much as over.
KO says my last apartment was $685 for a 1-bedroom. See, and these people are paying $1,000 for a charger. It's craziness. When I was 18, I paid $800 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo. $800 a month for a condo. And now you can't even get a car for that. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. KO says that was like 12 years ago. It is wild how fast things have changed and how quickly things have gotten expensive. Even in the last 5 years, I feel like things just doubled in price. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. We did something wrong.
Here are a few numbers that illustrate how tough it has become. Just 10 years ago, car payments were nearly half 4 straight quarters.
The idea if you're going to pay, $700-800 a month
rent. Hey, that's my mortgage from 10 years ago.
There we go.
So payments are high, and it's not just because of inflation. Car payments rose twice as much as overall inflation from 2019 to 2024. Two things drove.
From 2019 to 2024, car payments rose twice as much as inflation. And my theory is that these manufacturers saw an opportunity to raise prices and blame inflation like a lot of the food manufacturers did.
Drove this. High prices and high interest rates. High prices hit the used vehicle market first, where dealers can pretty much charge whatever they can get for a car. But soon they made their way into the new car market, which was hit by a severe shortage of new vehicles and parts. As manufacturing shut down around the world during the COVID pandemic, shortages popped up everywhere. First of cars in 2020, then of parts like semiconductors in 2021 and 2022.
Right, so all of those things
supply
were
so
driving
tight and demand so
the
high,
prices
dealers
up,
and automakers didn't need to offer
demand
any
was higher
incentives.
than ever,
Charging at or above
because everyone had tons of
MSRP
money.
was common. Anyone who bought a car pretty much at any point in the last 4 years paid historically high prices.
Right, and now all those loans are coming up due because they didn't sign up for a 4-year loan. It's a 7-year loan. Johnny says my first apartment was a 2-bedroom for $475. Right? Dude, what is happening? $475. Try and get a Honda Civic for $475 a month. Johnny says, my house is a 3-bed, 2-bath trailer and I pay less than $700. See, but you're in a rural area. You're outside of big cities. In big cities, you pay more money. It's a lot, you know? $700 a month is a decent deal, my man. That is a good price on a place to live for sure.
Same expensive vehicles, though, live in the segments that today are experiencing the greatest amount of depreciation. So you might have somebody who really scored 2 years ago. They went to a dealership, you know, they got a fantastic vehicle, good price, but now they've come back and they didn't realize that the rest of the market has evolved.
And then,
even people who got a good price and got a good deal are hosed.
and of course, there are interest rates.
Anyone shopping for a new car is going to get a fair amount of sticker shock when they see the price of the car along with that higher interest rate.
The Federal Reserve set its target interest rate at 5.25% to 5.5% in July 2023. That isn't the actual rate someone will pay for a car loan or mortgage, but it does affect the overall cost of borrowing. Today, auto loan rates are just above 7%.
Okay,
in March
so
2022,
May
before the Fed started
2024,
raising rates,
7%
they were
was the
closer
average.
to 4%.
That's a significant jump. Not only are people paying more for their auto loan, but they're also paying more for the price of the car. So that combined higher prices
And
plus higher loan
that
rates
brings up the
makes
price
car
of the
affordability
insurance.
particularly challenging for a lot of people.
And that's another thing too, is during that whole time when people were so short on cars, all the car insurance companies decided they're going to double car insurance for everybody.
These days.
In addition, an alarming trend has taken...
CB says, I don't know why anyone would pay 10% interest rate, but here we are. Yeah, dude, what is going on? Oh, John, you will own it in the next couple of years. That's awesome, man. That's great. I don't know why anybody would want to live in a big city unless you have transportation issues. Well, because that's where the jobs are, generally, and the other people. I'm with you. I prefer a rural area as well, but I understand the allure of city life for certain people. Wow, weird. What is this? We have to restart the playlist. This is crazy. We're going into like crazy music right now. Okay. I've been talking for too long. We ran out of song.
Root within a segment of borrowers. Those who decide to get a new car when the one they're driving is worth less than the money they owe on it. Something called negative equity. The average amount on those trade-ins hit an all-time high in the first quarter of 2024. Almost 25% of purchases were made by customers.
So in Q1 of 2024, the average negative equity on trades was $6,000. I'd be interested to see what that figure is now.
2024. Almost 25% of purchases were made by customers with negative equity, nearly 10% more than just a couple years earlier. Rolling that negative equity into a new loan comes with bigger payments at higher interest rates over longer terms. And trade-ins involving negative equity have only gotten more expensive over time.
What makes it worse, though, is you probably got a decent loan 2 or 3 years ago, right? So if you do have negative equity and you roll into the next payment, it's not like you're even getting more favorable terms. Like, unless you get a subvented APR from the automaker, you're really compounding this problem. Because again, at 7-8%, that first month payment, that first year's payments, a lot of that's interest. You're not going to dig yourself out
All
of
of
this
it is
hole.
interest.
And finally,
all of
consumers want fancier cars.
Well, I mean, and people who want a fancy car and are willing to go broke for it, that's the dumbest thing in the world. Get a car you can afford. Johnny says, I get that, but like, what's a half-hour drive into work? Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that, because I drive, I mean, sometimes I drive an hour to jobs, but But yeah, I mean, you know, some people don't want that life, and that's a lot of your life taken up by just sitting in traffic, man. Like, I think about that a lot, you know? I spend minimum, like, you know, 15 hours a week on the road just driving to places. It's insane. Like Google like tracks your movements and maps or whatever, and it tells you how many miles you drive and stuff. It's nuts. But I mean, if you want to work in the city, you gotta be willing to drive to the jobs, and when you live in the country, you gotta drive further. But I think it's a small price to pay personally. But also, I can understand why people would want to live in a suburb that's 10 minutes away from their job. You know, maybe has a better school system or whatever, you know. Tons of reasons to live near the city. Johnny says inner city is so condensed, people living within spitting distance of each other and prices are way expensive. Yeah, that is true. That is true. All the houses are so close together and you're paying an inflated rate. But yeah, you're right in the middle of the action, you know. Nugget says, I like anything by the ocean. Me too, brother. Me too. I want something by the ocean. KO says, on a bad day, it takes me 25 minutes to walk. That's awesome. 25-minute walk to work is great. Becky says, I'm going to bed. Got to work in the morning. Have a good night, Becky. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Hope you have a good time at Bowling League this weekend. Good luck. Tessa says, example, schools, education, faster access to emergency services, and groceries. Yes, that's another thing, is when you live in a rural area, you're driving 30, 40 minutes just to get groceries. And that adds up. It's a lot. Okay.
Car makers have capitalized on that.
Because structurally
okay, we're talking about how everybody wants to have a fancy vehicle with all the newest technology.
Industry has been headed to this direction for many, many years.
KO says, Becky, get a 200. That's right, Becky, get a 250. You got this.
They've been abandoning many of the lower price points. So it's just all kind of going into the soup to...
Yes, that's the other contributor here, is that car manufacturers are abandoning the lower cost vehicles because the margins are higher on more expensive vehicles. So they'd rather sell you a $100,000 truck because the margins are higher than on an economy vehicle. Like Ford quit making cars. Chevy, I don't know if they even make the like Malibu or the Impala anymore. Nobody makes cars. Only like Honda and Toyota, they run that game right now. Because everyone's going to crossover SUVs, minivans, and trucks. CB says, I, for one, am glad that not everyone wants to live where I want to live. I'll take my little slice of heaven, and y'all can keep the rural spots. Honestly, I mean, there's benefits and drawbacks to living everywhere, but I can't think of a lot of drawbacks to living by the beach. You know, that is the life, CB. Looking out and seeing the ocean out your window is a beautiful thing. Rap says, just the Corvette now. The Malibu is dead and the Impala died a few years ago. Yeah, see? Nobody makes cars. I live 10 minutes from 2 different hospitals and have 2 Kroger within 3 miles of you. Well, that's good. That's good, because a lot of people who live in a rural area, you're pretty cut off from services and just places to shop and stuff. Tess says, I would love to live by the ocean for real. You and me both, dude. I don't know. I might have to do it in retirement. I think you just gotta go, you know? It's the life we all want. Something healing about the ocean, you know? Yeah. Rap says just the Japanese companies make cars now, yeah. It's wild. Especially like an economy car. I mean, obviously a lot of companies make cars. I'm talking about a small, cheap sedan you can drive your family around. cheapest new car in the USA is a Mitsubishi Mirage and the Nissan Versa, just under 20,000. The Nissan Versa is still under 20,000. I didn't think we had any new vehicles that were under 20,000 anymore.
Kind of lead vehicle prices.
That's
to be
the
going
other
up
thing
just a
too.
little bit.
Is the low end of the market simply can
Good
never
news
get
for the consumer
a
is
new
vehicle
vehicle,
prices have
like
come
not
down.
even
U.S.
like a
production is back
5-year-old
up.
vehicle.
There are more cars on dealer lots, and incentives rose rapidly from.
Tess says the compound by the ocean. CB, we're moving in. That's right, CB. You need to get a little bit more land because you're gonna need some room down there.
Mid 2023 to 2024.
You should be able to get a better deal now than you were, say, 12, 18 months ago. So there's some light at the end of the tunnel, but the payments that people are locked in on
CB
those
says,
higher
"Come
priced
on down,
vehicles
Queen."
aren't going away anytime soon.
Even if interest rates were to be lowered, there is a 6-month lag. However, in the meantime, dealers and automakers will likely continue to offer incentives that will bring those prices down. But different shoppers are apt to see different results based on their own financial situations or the types or brands of cars they are buying.
Well,
and so
for
there are
sure.
still these
I
deals
mean,
to be
obviously.
had. You just got to do a little bit more shopping, a little bit more homework, to
Yeah.
find the manufacturers.
A lot of homework. And in addition to just researching the car you want to buy, you need to do some homework and learn about how car loans work.
That really are trying to compete quite aggressively.
Consumers with higher credit scores may be able to secure better loan terms. So if you have excellent credit, you're probably going to do better than that standard 7% new car loan rate.
Over the longer term, larger forces in the auto industry could continue to push prices upward. Just a decade ago, the average transaction price was $32,386.
32 and a half in April 2014 was the average transaction price. So the total purchase price of the vehicle. Tess says, booking my flight. Get down there, dude. It's a real good time to be in Florida right now. It's so cold up here. Johnny says, I hear there's a condo real close by that recently came available. Aw, poor neighbor.
Which was itself a record high. As of April 2024, average transaction prices were $48,510. Sticker prices are still rising, as are the prices dealers are paying automakers. Vehicles themselves are not getting cheaper. In addition, the White House raised tariffs on EVs from China to 100% of the sticker price, precisely in order to hold off a flood of cheaper cars from the country. These forces combined lead.
That's kind of another side thing where some people speculate that Chinese electric vehicle manufacturers especially are subsidized by the government to a certain extent, so like they don't have to worry about like pesky things like being profitable or making money on the stuff they sell. They can just kind of, provide a cheap product, and you can argue whether it's a quality product or not, but it's certainly getting better. And for people who want an EV but they can't shell out $80,000 for a Tesla, the Chinese manufacturers, like what's the one called BWD, are going to start looking more and more attractive.
Some in the auto industry to wonder whether volumes will remain lower for the foreseeable future as the market continues to shift towards serving upscale customers and charging upscale prices.
Are we going to get back to that 17 million new vehicle sales that we saw for 5 years in a row from 2014 to 2019?
Probably not.
Or are interest rates and high prices going to keep the equilibrium level lower than it was previously?
See, this is typical dealer car industry stuff. He's blaming the interest rates and inflation and whatever, but really, it's y'all's fault. It's y'all's fault for doing this. You guys, the car dealers charge these insane markups on prices that are already way too high for these vehicles, and now the chickens are coming home to roost because these people are tired of overpaying for a product that has only gone down in quality and up in price in the past 5 years.
So are automakers going to keep getting more profit per vehicle, or are they going to try and gain market share and try and just move as many vehicles as possible?
And that's the big question is do you want to make a lot of money and only sell a few vehicles because all of your vehicles are six figures and only a small segment of the market can afford them? Or do you want to make less margin per vehicle and sell more vehicles? But right now, it looks like none of them really want to do that. Nobody wants to sell more vehicles for a low margin. Why would you do that? Just forget those people. It's just, it's crazy to me. And because of all of this, now the best job to have is a repo guy. Just like Eben we were watching earlier, man. These are the kind of things.
So take us through some of the data that we do have
that
here.
Are, that are big now. And people are making money making content about high car prices. People are making money helping people out of their crazy car loans or teaching them about how car loans work. So that's great that somebody in there is making money besides the investors of the car dealerships. But Bloomberg is going to tell us why car repossessions are surging this year.
Comparing it to last year or 2020, for instance, we're bringing it back to the pre-pandemic era.
Yeah, and that's because the pandemic caused a lot of weird things to happen with the car industry. So basically, during the pandemic, a lot of lenders were more lenient. You also saw consumers have these stimulus checks.
That was the other thing. They had the stimulus check, so they felt like, oh, I have all this money in my pocket. And lenders didn't want to be seen as the bad guy for telling someone, hey, you can't get a vehicle for your family right now because your credit's not good enough.
And lower interest rates. So basically what happened is repossessions were, at a moderate level, then they dipped, and now they're climbing back up.
That is crazy, crazy, crazy. So compared to 2019, repos were up 114% in 2024.
And that really reflects the worsening status of the consumer.
According to
and people
Cox
kind of struggling
Automotive.
to afford their monthly bills.
Is there a reason, though, why the car owners themselves, meaning, I'm sorry, the car companies themselves, or the finance companies, I should say, are being more aggressive than what they were? Why aren't they as forgiving as they were maybe 2 or 3 years ago?
A lot of that was due to just the pandemic in general.
Because they have lost millions of dollars on people defaulting on their auto loans.
Right.
And a lot of leniency. We had leniency in student loans and another kind of debt. So basically that was sort of an anomaly. And now we're back to normal. We're back to, repossessors coming after cars when they're,
And that was the other thing too, is there was a ban on repos for a while, or some companies were just not doing them out of compassion for people because it was hard times.
Missed about 3 months worth of payments.
I also wonder how much of it is tied to adjacent costs to owning a car. Like car insurance has gone up quite a bit. And Allstate CEO Tom Wilson has told Barron's that you'll see auto insurance prices continue to stay higher. They were up 16% in 2022, up 16% in 2023.
So in 2022 and 2023, insurance prices increased by 16% each year.
And up 2.4% this year, but that's just the race that got approved.
2.4% on top of the 32%.
It does take, he says, up to a year and a half for everything to ripple through.
Absolutely. There's insurance costs. It's not just your car payment. It's all these.
So now we probably do have the 2024 data.
Other things that go into owning a car. And not just that, it's the higher prices for everything. We know inflation is cooling, but it's still caused tight budgets, and so people are trying to balance all of their expenses, and car payments are kind of
parking costs, car wash.
And not to mention that maintaining the car has also gone up in price at the same time. So all of the parts and the labor and everything else is just more.
costs.
But what about this notion, though, too? I mean, we talk about this idea that, if you are struggling to pay your bills, the car is one of the last things that you give up on, because a lot of people in this country are reliant. If you don't have a car, you're not going to go to work.
You
or
can't
go to
just
school
not
or
have
other
a
things
car.
here. Have we reached sort of a tipping point where things are that bad, where people are just have no choice but to sort of allow these repos?
They're definitely getting worse. I mean, I think that is sort of what people have to weigh when they're deciding what bills to pay. In some cases, it's deciding between your house bill, your student loan bill, your auto bill. We do see that auto bills are pretty high on people.
And to have to make those decisions is such a sad thing. And this is exactly why we're saying, don't get a car payment if you can't afford it. Because anything could happen. Anything could go wrong, and you still have to make that car payment. Even if you couldn't work for a certain period of time for whatever reason, you still are going to be stuck making that car payment.
List of priorities, but it really depends on the person, I think. But yes, we do know that in so many parts of the country, you have to have a car to get to work. If you lose your car, you lose your job. So it's a huge priority.
So you're Bloomberg's personal finance reporter. What metric would you look to next to kind of follow along with car repossessions going up?
A big thing that I look at is some data from Fitch Ratings, and they do a great job of tracking the number of people that are at least 60 days behind on payments, especially with those subprime borrowers. Those are the people that are most at risk of having their cars repossessed. We saw that reach a record high in February.
60 days behind.
Because of some seasonal factors,
Repo
but
guy
I'm going
is
to be watching
coming.
that to see if it goes back up again.
It's crazy. Crazy, y'all. I don't know how people are paying this much money, signing up for these loans. It's a bad move. I mean, I get that we all want to have something new and shiny and fancy, but Lord have mercy. This is too much. It's too much. $1,000 a month for a car is too much. Save your cash for a while, buy a thing you can afford, or get 0% like CB said. So CB says 7%. Yeah, dude. It is crazy here. I do not understand it. But as long as people continue to pay the expensive price for these things, the car owners or the car companies are going to continue charging it. So, we can vote with our wallets, and that's what we should do. Don't get these car loans. Get a car you can afford, and don't pay 28% interest like that dude with the Subaru. But if y'all don't have anything else, I think that'll be it for our Friday episode of the stream. I appreciate y'all hanging out, and I hope y'all have a great weekend. Enjoy the big game. Hope you guys have a great time, and I will see you all again on Monday. Peace.